All right, good afternoon. Welcome. We'll go ahead and get going. So let's start in a seat. So legs crossed, just sitting up nice and tall. Hands can rest on those knees. So we'll just take a moment to breathe here. Just in and out through the nose, rolling those shoulders down and back, sitting up nice and tall. Closing down those eyes. And feeling that breath. Feel the lungs moving up the spine, sitting up even taller. And exhale, feel yourself relaxing, still sitting tall, but grounding into the mat. And a couple more times, just like that. And now we'll take that big breath in. Fill the lungs, fill the belly. And exhale, press that air out. So tightening the core to press all of that air out, keeping that core nice and tight. We'll fill those lungs now. Big expansion through that rib cage down at the belly is a little bit tighter. And exhale it out. It's a little bit more forceful on that exhale, then pull that breath in on that inhale. And then let's reach those arms out to the sides. Flip the palms, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, find that side bend over to that right side, gazing up underneath that arm. Shoulders are stacked. Inhale, we'll bring it back up and switch sides, lowering that left arm down, right arm reaches up and over. And bring it back up. We'll twist it over to that right side. Sit tall on that inhale. Exhale, that deeper twist. Inhale, bring it back up. Reach tall. Exhale, twist it to the other side. And bring it back to center. We'll go one more time each movement. So side bend over to the right. Back up to the left. Bring it back up. Twist it to the right. And up to the left. And back to neutral. So let's come on to those hands and knees. Few rounds of cat cows, and then we'll get going right into this. So inhale, drop that belly, lift the chest, lift the tailbone as we look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, round. Last one. Inhale, lift. And round. Then bring it back to neutral. Step those feet back to our plank. And we'll lift those hips up. So hips are pressing up, heels are pressing down. And inhale on those toes. Bend those knees, stepping those feet to the top of the mat. Sliding those hands up the shins, half lift. And slide those hands down as we fold. Slight bend into those knees. Let's rise up to standing. Reach it up tall. And exhale, bring it right back down. Half lift on that inhale. And exhale, let's plant those hands, stepping those feet back to our plank, dropping the heels to the right. Left arm reaches up. And front plank, heels to the left. Right arm reaches up. And bring it back to the front. Shift that weight forward. Lower all the way down onto the stomach. Point the toes. Roll the shoulders down and back. Lift that chest up into that cobra or that upward facing dog. And exhaling those hips to the sky, down dog. And we'll inhale on the toes. Bend those knees. Step those feet top of the mat. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Reaching those arms up and back. Exhale it back down. Lengthen on that inhale. And exhale, plant those hands. Step those feet back to plank. Side plank over to the right. Front to the left. And front. Shift it forward. Lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hips to the sky. Down dog. And last time through, inhale on the toes. Bend those knees, step or hop those feet, top of the mat. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we'll rise. Exhale, bring it right back down. Lengthen and plant the hands. Step those feet back to our plank. Over to that right side plank. Front to the left. And front. Shift it forward, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhaling those hips to the sky. Down dog. Now inhale on those toes. Bend those knees. Step those feet top of the mat. Bring those toes a little bit closer together. Find that half lift on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Reach up and then sink those hips down to that chair. Drop those hips as low as you can. Nice tight core. We'll twist it over to that right side. Hold it here. Big, big twist. You'll be looking over that shoulder. Bring it back to center. We'll twist it over to that left side. Bring it back to center. Reach those arms forward and up. And then straighten those legs as we fold. And again, inhale, rise up to standing. Reach it up. Then exhale, sink those hips low. Bring those hands to heart center. We'll twist it over to that right side. Looking towards those toes. We're going to take a big step back with the left foot. Okay, so now we're holding that lunge. Back leg is nice and strong. Step it forward. So you're just going to stay looking at that right big toe, keeping that balance. Again, step it back with the left. Back to our chair. Last one, we'll step it back and hold. And one more breath. And inhale, we'll reach those arms up overhead. Sink into that front knee. Now exhale, hover that chest. Reach the arms back. Inhale it up. Exhale, hover. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, hover that chest. Float that back leg up. Press through that heel. Keep those hips nice and square. Big step back into that lunge. Lower the hands to the mat. Step it back to plank. Vinyasa. Down dog when you're ready. Then inhale on the toes. Bend those knees. Step those feet top of the mat. Toes together. Half lift. And fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink those hips down to our chair. Bring those hands to heart center. Twist it over to that left side. Looking towards those toes. Now take that big step back with that right foot. Let's step it back to our chair. Back to the lunge. And chair. And step it back into that lunge. Reach those arms up. Exhale, hover that chest. Inhale it back up. Exhale, hover. Inhale it back up. And this time we'll hover that chest, put that back leg up, finding that balance, press that heel, square those hips. Big step back, reach it up. And then lower those hands down. Step it back to plank. Vinyasa. And exhale, downward facing dog. One more breath. And inhale on the toes. Bend those knees, step those feet top of the mat. Toes together to touch, half lift. And fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink it down into that chair. Hands come to heart center, twist it over to that right side. And center to the left. Back to center, reach those arms forward now. And exhale, straighten the legs as we fold. And inhale, rise back up. Sink it back to our chair. Hands to heart center, twist it over to that right side, looking at those toes. We're gonna send that left leg back lunge. Bring it back to chair. Step it back lunge. Back to chair. Last time, step it back into that lunge. And then we'll reach those arms up. Hover the chest. Inhale it up. Hover. Back up. And hover. Back leg lifts. Square those hips off. Press through that foot. And take that big step back. Reaching the arms up back to that crescent lunge. And lower those hands down. Step it back to a plank. Vinyasa. Exhale, down dog. And then come on those toes. Bend the knees, step those feet, top of the mat. Half lift, inhale. And fold. Rise on up. Sink the hips down to our chair. Hands come to heart center. Twist it over to that left side. Looking at those feet, we'll step that right foot back. And chair. And lunge. And chair. And lunge. And chair. One more. Step it back now, hold. Inhale, those arms reach up. Hover that chest. Inhale it up. Exhale, hover. Inhale it up. Exhale, hover. Float that back leg up. Press through that heel. Reach, reach, reach. Take that big step back, crescent lunge. And lower the hands down. Step it back. Plank and vinyasa. Exhale those hips to the sky. Down dog. Walk those feet a little bit closer, heels in, toes out, bend into those knees. We're gonna hop those feet behind the hands into that squat. Okay, but keep the hands down. We'll hop it right back into that frog. Nice soft landing. Okay, straighten out the legs, parallel the feet, down dog for a breath. Then again, toeing the toes out and the knees. Hop it to that squat and hop it back. Straighten out those legs. Bend the knees. Hop into that squat. Okay, now from here, we'll go into that crow pose if that's in your practice. So bring those knees up to those armpits. Spread out those fingers. Shift that weight forward. We'll float those feet up off of the mat. Or maybe you just alternate, kind of lifting each foot. And go ahead and step or hop those feet back to our plank vinyasa. Now let's make our way into child's pose. Couple breaths. And come back onto those hands and knees. Step it back to plank and down dog. We'll bring the feet together. Inhale, that right leg lifts. Bring that right knee to that right elbow. Inhale it back up. Exhale that knee across. Inhale it back up. Exhale, curl that knee to the nose. Step that foot through. And inhale, we'll reach those arms up. This time, keep those arms overhead. We'll hover that chest, lift that back leg up. Exhale, curl the knees in. Inhale, reach. Back up a little bit. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, curl. And reach. Curl. And reach. Now add a little twist. You're going to lower that left hand down towards the ground. Right arm is going to reach up. And keep lifting through that left leg. Reaching up with that right arm. Big step back. Keep that twist. So that left hand is forward, right arm is back. And reverse it. Left arm up, right hand reaches down that back leg. Bend into that front knee a little bit more. Now from here, we'll hook that left elbow across that right thigh, coming into that prayer twist. Inhale those arms back up. Hands will lower down. Step those feet back to a plank. Vinyasa. Down dog. Feet together. Inhale that left leg lift up. Exhale that left knee to the left elbow. Inhale it up. Bring that knee across. Inhale it back up. Curl that knee to the nose. Step that foot through. Inhale, reach those arms up. Now keeping the arms overhead, we're gonna hover that chest, lifting that back leg. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, press it out. Curl it in and reach. Curl and reach. Good. Now, twisting, right hand lowers down, left arm reaches up to the sky. Holding that twist. Big step back with that right foot, teeing out those arms. Reverse it, so left hand slams down, right arm reaches up and back. Hold that twist, hook that right elbow, cross that left thigh. Hands come to heart center. Keep that twist. And we'll bring those arms back up. Lower the hands down. Step it back to plank. Vinyasa. Exhale, down dog. Come onto the toes. Heels in, toes out. Bend those knees. Those feet right outside the hands. Get another go around with our crow pose practice. So knees are on those shins. Our knees are on those triceps. Lifting those feet, looking forward. Face gets pretty close to the mat. And then take that big step back. Step those feet back to our plank. Vinyasa. And down. Now feet together. Inhale. That right leg lifts. Right knee to the right elbow. Inhale it back up. Exhale that knee across. Inhale it back up. Exhale, bring that knee to the nose. Step that foot through. Inhale, reach those arms up. Good. Exhale, we're going to hover that chest. Back leg lifts. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl. Inhale, reach. Last time, curl that knee in. Reach it back out. Now left hand lowers down. Right arm reaches up. Now hold that twist. Big step back. Those arms in that T. Staying in that lunge. Now hook that left elbow across. Right hand comes down. Press and twist. And inhale, reach those arms up. I'm going to spin that back heel down, coming into that warrior two. I think my headphones just lost power. Hold on, I'll talk a little louder. The core stays nice and tight, reaching through those fingertips, gripping those toes, and then we'll lower that left forearm down. Right arm reaches up overhead. Inhale, rise back up, straighten that front leg, reaching that right arm up and back. And reach out the arms. Slight bend in that front knee. Reach that right arm forward. Hand lowers down towards the shin. Left arm reaches up. And circle that hand all the way down to the mat. Step it back to our plank. Lower, lift, and down dog. Other side, left leg lifts. Curl that knee to the nose. Inhale it back up. Exhale it to the right elbow. Inhale it back up. Curl that knee to the nose. Step that foot through. Inhale, reach those arms up. Bend into that front knee. Core stays tight. And then exhale, hover that chest. Lift that back leg up. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, reach. Curl. Reach. Curl. And reach. Right hand lowers down. Left arm twists up. Big step back. Holding that twist. And reverse it. Now we'll hook that right elbow across that left thigh. Hands come to heart center. And inhale, rise back up. Pivot, turn that back heel down. Teeing out those arms into that warrior two. Open up through that chest, core tight. Now we'll lower that left forearm down. Right arm sweeps up and over. Inhale, rise back up. Straighten that front leg. Flip that palm. Reach it up and back. Then we'll tee out those arms. Slight bend in that front knee. Reach that right hand forward. Lower that hand down. Left arm reaches up. Let's spin that right hand down. Step it back to our plank. Vinyasa. And down dog when you're ready. Another few breaths here. And come onto the toes. Bend those knees. We're going to step those feet, both feet, kind of behind the left hand. Toes come together to touch. Okay, inhale, rise on up. Sink those hips down into our chair. Now bring the hands to heart center. We're going to twist it over to that right side. So maybe you just stay here holding this, okay? Especially if you have a hard time with crow. You can definitely try this, but it's kind of one step up from that. So just be aware. Again, maybe just holding a regular chair, holding this twisted chair, up to you. Okay, maybe you can sink those feet all the way down, like, or those hips all the way down. We're going to take that really, really big twist. Plant those hands about shoulder distance apart. Now, start to lean it forward with 90-degree bends in those elbows. Okay, forearms are staying parallel, faces really close to the ground, and then start to float those feet up. That side crow, maybe hold it for a breath or two, and then we can make our way out of it. Woo, slowly unwind. Just let the head hang in that forward fold. Let's heel to walk those feet over to that other side. And inhale, rise up. Sink those hips down to our chair. Hands come to heart center. Let's twist it over to that right side, or over to the left side. Maybe dropping those heels down. If we want to go into that full posture. And so hands back, hips are about shoulder distance. Really spread those fingers out wide, wide base of support. Shift that weight forward. Looking forward, lifting those feet up. Breathing. And then coming out of it when you're ready. And then going into that forward fold. Give it a little sway. That head relax. Go ahead and plant those hands down. Step or hop it back to our plank. Moving through that vinyasa. Then exhale it back to that child's pose. And bring those knees a little wider as we press those hips back. Let's flip those palms up. Maybe staying here, maybe bending into those elbows, bring the hands to the back of the neck. Keep those hips pulling back towards the heels, but soften that chest down. That space right between the shoulder blades. You're going to extend those arms back out. Come onto those hands and knees. Step it back to plank. Hips up, down dog. Now let's bring that right knee to the right wrist. Foot comes across. Left leg slides back. Now we're onto those forearms. Resting that head down. Staying with that breath. So we're going to pull that right shin back slightly. That left knee pulls forward. And then come back to those hands. Let's go in down dog first, and we'll switch sides. Bring that left knee, left wrist, foot comes across, right leg slides back. And then lower onto the forearms. Rest that head down. Get a couple breaths. And then come back to those hands. Let's step it back to our down dog. Let's lower onto knees. We're going to bring those feet out really, really wide. So you might even sit back a little bit. So we extend those legs out. Those heels are still on the mat. Okay. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's start with just that forward fold. So walking the hands forward. Feel like you're rolling over those sit bones instead of rounding through that spine. Keep those feet flexed. Just walking those hands forward little by little. Same time, we're kind of pushing down, pulling back, leading with that chest as we bring those feet to those hands, or bring the chest to our hands. And then bring it back up. Let's lower that right elbow to that right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over, big side bend. Bring it back up, switching sides, lowering that left forearm down. Right arm reaches up and over. Inhale, bring it back up. Let's go ahead and bring those feet together. We'll roll onto our backs. Hugging those knees in, just give it a little rock from side to side. Then we'll keep that right knee in, the left leg will extend out long. And with that left hand, twist that knee across, right arm reaches out. Take that big breath in and exhale, twist. And bring that knee back to center. Switch sides, hug that left knee in, right leg can reach out long. And twist. Left arm extends out, keeping that left shoulder blade down. Gently pressing through that right heel, keeping that core tight. And then bring that knee back to center. Going to hug both knees into the chest. Let's round that spine, bringing the forehead to the knees. Then we'll extend those legs out, reach those arms overhead, full body stretch from the fingertips down through the toes. And then bring those arms down by the sides. Palms will face up. Shoulder blades will walk together. Just taking a few moments here, just completely relaxing and resting. Begin to deepen your breath. Just begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And reaching those arms overhead. Full body stretch, fingertips down through those toes. And hug those knees into the chest. Gently roll over onto that right side. And pausing here for a moment. And gently press yourself up to a seat. Eyes remain closed, just sitting nice and tall. Big breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And blinking those eyes open. All right. Thank you all so much. Have a great evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow, 7 a.m.